Klase ba ako? Okay. All right, so we are done with that. So our desired outcome or desired data would be high in precision and also high in accuracy. Okay, so that one, gross error. So we're done with it also. Now, kung sa man to akong gi-upload na katong sa calculator, di man dito makita kay gabaliktad. Okay, so let's go to this problem. Let's answer a problem we have here. I wait sa. Naka-study na mo? Hello? Nag-study na mo?
Wala
Oh.
pa ma'am.
Okay, so we have that one. Okay, population mean. Okay, so it's a mean of the population. Then we have the sample mean. Okay, the average. Okay. That one. So, di po makita itong video, no? Okay, this one. So, ako na siyang gibutang dito sa ato ang kuan sa atong video. Here na to, confidence limit as pulled. Here. Okay, so this time, so we are done atong kuan. Okay, this one. So let's go to confidence limit, then let's answer dayon. Okay, so when we say confidence limit, so it has this formula CI for makita. Okay, so we have this. When we say confidence limit is how confident are you with your data? So, usually confidence limit has an upper. So the answer there is an interval. So that's why we also say confidence interval. The interval meaning it's in a range. So for here, example, if we have at 80% confidence limit, so meaning at 80%, so only 20% ang katong imong error. So how sure that in 80% confidence limit that unsa siya nga data, unsa na range? Is it 108.3 to 100 nana? Okay, so it would be a range. So this one will be your upper confidence limit and then your lower confidence limit. Okay, so that's it. It's a range. Now let's answer this one. Now we have this question. Determine the 80% and the 90% confidence intervals for the following glucose reading. Okay, so we have this. So in the video atong calculator, we talk about the glucose, the lead present in your blood in the glucose. So that's it. Now here we are going to talk about the glucose. Okay, look, glucose reading. So we have this one 1,108. Okay, how many samples present? How many samples present? Okay, when you are asked of how many samples, then you count how many pila sila ka buok. One, two, because these are your samples. We have one, two, three, four. Okay, how many samples?
7.
Okay,
7, ma'am.
alright. Okay. So there are seven. Okay. So, okay, so now your confidence limit, okay, your confidence, okay, has this formula plus and minus z times s over square root of n. Okay, so this one, so ci, okay, confidence interval has this formula. Ci is equal to that one. Now, if we are given this one, so first thing to do is we will calculate the what? What is this kaning x prime or x bar? Sorry. This is your mean. Okay, so this is your mean. So what is the mean of these samples? Calculator. Okay, what is the mean? So nana siya answer here. So given that one, the mean there is, okay, the mean is this one. It's 1,100.3. So okay, the on how are you going to get the mean is you just add all the samples and then divide how many samples are there. Okay, so 1,108 plus that 1,122, then this one, and then you divide that one with how many samples. Okay, so that one, the answer there is 1,100.3. So that's plus and minus. Okay, where did you get this 1.28? Now 1.28 is given in a table. I will give you the table. So depending on the percent on the confidence, depending on how many percent confident you are, then it has value. So if you are asked of 80% confidence, okay, or 90% confidence, 95% confidence, that has values. So for 80%, we have the value of our z there is 1.28. Okay, so x prime plus and minus z times this one is your standard deviation over square root of n. Okay, so that's the formula. This is your formula. Ci is equal to that one. Okay, so given this, okay, this z value is given in a table. So I will give you that table. For 80%, that is 1.28. And then times, what is the standard deviation? When we say standard deviation, it is the deviation from the mean, okay, from the standard. So that's why how deviated is your result with your mean. So unsa siya kalayo. Now for our result, for your result, the most desirable one is that you will get a lower value of standard deviation for so that it means if you have lower standard deviation, it means that you it is more precise. You have you have a result that is more precise because you get a smaller s value. Okay, so 19. Now how did we get that 119? Okay, have you watched the video katong calculator? Actually it has a formula, however dako pa nakaayo. So okay, so who among you here are using like hala natagak. Who among you here are using like a calculator like this? So this is my calculator. Bago na ni siya. Pinatag rapod ni. Akong daan na calculator, naguba na siya. Okay, this one.
Sa cellphone ra kuha, ma'am.
Okay, sa cellphone. Anyways, if you are using this one, so if you are using your cell phone, ano na lang, pangita na lang mo way unsaon ninyo, but og sa cellphone pa, you can use the formula. The formula for our standard deviation is this one, the summation. Kay naman to, di ba, dire? Okay, wait. Standard deviation. Okay, your formula of standard deviation is like this one. It's a variance, so it's a square root of your variance. Okay. So this is the formula of your standard deviation. So it is a summation, this one, summation of your x of your sample minus your mean. Then you square that one and then you add again another so that you will, if daghan kag sample, so x na pod, x2 minus x prime square. So you add that one, you add all of that, then you divide that one with n minus 1. But I guess this is not new to you because napod nga linis sa inyong math. Okay. So we have this one. So if you have that one, if you have only your phone, then you just square this one, your variance. Okay, this one. However, that's for population. Okay, that one. Yeah, so this one is your standard deviation. Now, but if you have your calculator, anyway, I will not ask you to solve Jude, but just give me an answer with your calculator is already enough. Okay, so let's go back here. Now that one with your calculator of how are you going to get that one is na to sa calcu. Na ay nagamit ani nga calcu? Wala. Okay, wala. So, di na lang ko matudlo. Nonsense. Wala ra gyapon. Okay, anyways. So, you use that formula. You use the formula in getting the S there. In order for you to get the S value, the standard deviation. So, when you calculate that one, you will get 19. Then the square root of n. N here is how many samples present here? It's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why there it's square root of 7. Now use your calculator. Okay, can you please calculate this one? Let's see if you will get this one. Okay. So you see, class, this is just your mean. Okay, it's the mean plus and minus the result of this one. The result of z times s over square root of n. So please calculate the value here. 1.28, pila na siya? 1.28 times 19 divided by square root of 7. So that is 9.19. Okay, so 9.2. All right. So this is the confidence interval. It means that the values present here is 80% confident that that your result is precise, that is correct, okay, na fall siya within this range. If we have that one, so 100, okay, if so the range there, what will be the upper interval here, class? If you have this interval, what is the upper interval? So the upper interval there will be 1100.3 minus 9.2. So this one, 1.091.1, that will be your upper interval. So good dira, class, taman sa 1100.3 plus 9.2, 1109.5. So within this range, if you get your sample, okay, so if your result is within this range, then that is 80% confident. So if that is within this in 80% confidence limit, okay, if your answer is within this one, so it means that, okay, that's 80% confidence limit. That's 8 in 80%, so makasure ka 80% nga sakto imong answer. Sakto imong result. Now, if we get 95%, kung mag 95 kung mag 95% ka, okay, if we have 95% CI, confidence interval, okay, we have the Z value there for our 95 is 1.96. Okay, I will give you the table on this one. If I ask you, calculate, okay, at 95%, at 90% confidence limit. Okay, confidence interval. So you calculate. So I will give you the Z value. Then what are you going to do is just you find the value of X, or the value of your mean, the X bar, and then your standard deviation over the square root of n, over the n. That's the number of samples. Okay, so that's all for your confidence interval. Now we have here your Q test. Q test, class, is, di ba, when you have your samples, when you get 2, 3, 4, 4.2, then we have, okay, then sa pagkatapos, if you have 8. Okay. Now, okay, if you have 8, so it's for you, makaingon dahil ka na analyst ka na, oh, what happened to 8? Ngano nakalitra man siya? Under same treatment, under same condition, what happened to this sample? Nganong na 8 man siya? Okay, so this 8 is your outlier. Now, in order for you to reject, okay, naa siya way, in order for you to reject, i-accept ba nimo na data or imuha siyang i-maintain? So, i-accept ba nimo nga 8 na na 8 na value? Okay. So, in order for that is we will use the Q test. So, XQ is the, okay, XQ is the questionable result. So, your questionable result in this data will be 8 minus the neighbor, okay, the neighbor the neighboring value, the neighboring result arranged in increasing order. Okay, arrange in increasing or decreasing order. So we have this one. So what is xn?
4.2, ma'am.
Okay, so we have 8 minus 4.2. That's it. Now divided by what is w? W is your spread. Spread is your highest value minus lowest value. So what is the highest value?
6 ang W, ma'am.
8 din, minus 2, ma'am.
Okay, so 6. All right, so what is QEXP? That is equal to what is QEXP? 8. Hindi class ninyo. 8 minus 4.2 divided by 6. So that is
0.63.
0. Okay, that is 0.63. Now, if I ask you in, I know 90%, okay, 90%, okay. If I ask you in 90%, okay, 90% critical point, okay, will we accept this one 0.63? Will we accept or reject our outlier? Our outlier is 8. Now for that we will get this one. So we have 0.63. Now it says that we are going to reject our outlier, our XQ, the questionable data. We will reject it if when our Q experimental is greater than our critical point. Okay. So at 90%, what is the value? Okay. So at 90%, what is Q critical? Q
We have 0.437,
0.560.
468, ma'am.
0.
468. So,
Ayaw.
rejected siya, ma'am.
0.68. Okay. Now,
Ze-
it says that your here is the number of observations. It means that how many samples you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we have 5, so that is here. 5 at 90%. So it is
0.642.
okay, 0.642. Now, should we reject or should we reject
Accept,
or
ma'am.
should we accept?
Accept, ma'am.
Okay, accept. So we will retain because our Q experimental is 0.63 and it's greater.
Lower, ma'am. Lower than the Q critical.
Okay, lower than our Q critical. So we will accept. Okay, we will only reject if it's greater than our Q critical. Okay, so we will accept that one. So, di ikaw, ug analyst ka, di, ug matingala ka na kay questionable data, outlier, then, matingala ka, walaon na lang nako ni. Okay, before you wala or you retain, you will undergo this process. You will diagnose that one. Okay, using this formula. Okay, so, okay, now we have that one. Okay. We have the problem. Okay. All right, this one we have least square method. Okay, so this one is your okay, we know that we have this one if you are given with your data which is 2 which is in x and y. Now if x and y, then you are going to make or to create an equation of the line. So y, okay, we have that one, y equals mx plus b. So that's the equation of the line, linear equation. So the m here is your slope, and then your x is your x, okay, x. So in this case, your concentration, so that's x, and then your b is your y intercept. Okay. So we have that one. Okay, now let's ano. Okay, using your least square method. So this one it's ano very ano siya complex tag-as kay siyang formula. However, you can use that one using your calculator. Okay, that can be simplified using your calculator and using your Excel. So that's why in a laboratory, the chemist or the analyst there all uses Excel, because in Excel we can perform many calculations, including this one, including your regression. Okay, that one. So we will calculate the regression later. Okay, we have this one. So consider the following sets of replicate samples for each set. Okay, for each set, we have this one. Okay, so for example, this is test tube A. Now, in test tube A, because you want to make sure that what you are doing is right and for you to avoid errors, so that's why you created how many replicates? Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So using when we say replicates again under the same condition, under the same treatment, ibalik-balik ka nimo and then you got these values. Sakto jud siya kani gid ang answer. Balik ta pagka kay ni gihapon akong nakuha. Kay ni gihapon akong nakuha. Duol-duol ra jud. So naara diri dapit imuhang average. Okay. Now we have that one. Okay. So we are going to calculate the mean. Okay, so I will assign you. Okay, so in set C, okay, you are Francis, okay, Francis Grace Swan. So in set C, find the mean, the median. Okay, mean and median. Francis. Now what about here? Mariella, what is the mean and median of set A? Okay, set A. So, we have that one, the mean. Unsa man nato pagkuang mean class? Okay, kinsay makakuha sa mean? What's the mean?
69.9, ma'am.
69.9. Okay, all right. Now wait a minute. Okay, so what about the range? So kuhaon ninyo na tanan class. Sige daw, I'll give you time. In set A sa taas, set A, calculate mean, median, range, standard deviation, coefficient of variation, standard deviation of the mean, 95% confidence limit. Okay. For the mean, we have
69.88 ang median, ma'am.
okay. Sige. Mag-calculate sa po ko. Isulat sa ano ninyo. So, di ba naapon ni sa inyong stat class? Nani sa inyong stat? Nani sa inyong stat? Ay, namoy math na statistics?
Wala.
So, bago pa jud ni. median. 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for the mean. So what is the mean? What is the mean in set A? Okay,
69.876, ma'am.
876. Who
Six,
else has an answer?
ma'am.
Ha?
59.89.
89. Okay, so 885. Okay, that's correct. Now, what about the median?
69.88, ma'am.
88, 80 are, yes.
69.88.
69.88. Then what about the range?
Range.
0.14. How did you get
0.14, ma'am.
that one, Nico?
Kuwang gi
Okay,
minusan
all right.
ang weakest
Now, what
value
about the
sa
standard
lowest value, ma'am.
deviation? Standard deviation formula. Okay, I'll give you the formula. This one there. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, that one. That one is the formula of standard deviation. This one. Okay. So, first thing is, let's write that one B. Kung na mo'y calculator class, easier ra kayo. Makuha rin mo tanan sa calcio, di na gid ka malangan. Power of calculator, and then you have your Excel pachod. Okay. So, we have that one, SD. SD is equal to square root, no? Square root of summation of x minus x bar square over n minus 1. Okay, so we have that one. So let's add. So we have that one, x set A. We have 69.94 minus mean. Pilang mean? 69 point pila?
89, ma'am.
89. Then the square, you square that one plus next. We have this one. 69.92 minus mean. Diretso na to class B. 69.92. Pila man? 69.92 minus pilang mean? 69. 69.89. Pila class? 69.89. That is 63. Uy, dili. 69.92 minus 69.89. 0.03. 0.03 square plus okay. Oh, that one. Then what about in the third sample? 69.80 minus this one. Will answer? Ay naman na class. Oh, kani siya sample minusan nimo sa mean. Butang nimo diri. Diyon Ani na pod, kanina pod, minusan na pod sa mean, input. Then, number 3 na ta, 69.80 minus 69.89.
Negative 0.09.
Negative 0.09. Okay. Negative 0.09. Plus the fourth. That is negative 0.1. Pila? We have pila? 60. Sana? Kinsa ni?
Negative 0.01, ma'am.
Negative 0.01. Okay, what about the fifth? This one. We have kinsa kong amiga?
Negative 0.04, 05, ma'am.
Ay, kata. Negative 0.05. Okay. Now you divide that to 1. N. How many N? What's the value of N?
5.
5.
5, ma'am.
5 minus 1, 4. Okay, so you do that one. Okay, you do this one class. 69.94 minus, igamay sa dana natin ni 69.94 minus 69.89. That is 0.09. 0.09. Okay, then you square. Okay, so solve that one class. So we have that one 0.09 square plus 0.03 square plus 0.09 square plus, okay, so negative, no, nalimot ko butas sa negative, but negative square, that's positive, plus negative 0.01 square plus negative 0.05 square. Pilay ka answer. 0.01
0.0197.
divided by 4. So what's the answer of this? 0.0.
0.05, ma'am.
0.05.
Then square root of ons, that will be 0.07. Okay, pila answer. We have, sige, calculate ani. 0.0197.
0.05, ma'am.
Then we have square root of that one. 0.075.
Yes, ma'am.
5.
0.07.
0.07 T. This one, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
0.070771.
7. Okay, that's 2. Okay, so this is your standard deviation. Okay, it means that in ani kalayo ang imuhang to each other. Okay, imuhang imo data to each other. Okay, we have that one. Now what about the coefficient of variation? When we calculate the coefficient of variation, the formula is this one. S over V. Oh, sorry. S over X bar times 100. Okay, so we have CV. That is equal to CV. Now, let's calculate CV. So we already have the value of our standard deviation. So what is the standard deviation? 0.0702. Now you divide that one with your mean. What is your mean? Okay, what your mean is 69.89. Pila answer? Okay, pila answer class? SD or S? So, SD divided by your mean. Pila answer? 69.89. So, that's it. 1.0 times 100. Pila answer? Your CV is 0. Di ba class? Na naman tay S. Ana man ni siya class. You just follow the formula. You have this one, your formula for CV, coefficient of variation. CV is equal to this one, S over X prime times 100%. Now, nakakuha na ta sa atong S, di ba? Ang S here stands for standard deviation. The standard deviation we got is 0.0702. So we plug in that one, 2, divided by X prime. What is X prime? What is the mean?
69.89
Times 100%. Times 100. Hindi na ako masulod. Okay. So, times 100%. Okay, calculate.
0.001, ma'am.
So, that is 0. CV is 0.100%. Okay, kita? Na-follow ninyo? This one. Since we have 0.7, okay, that's the value of standard deviation divided by your mean. Okay, you calculate that one, input to calculator. Then, after that, you times it with 100% because that's the formula. Now, then, after that, you will get your CV. CV is 0.100%. Okay, kinsay nakakuha?
Kami, ma'am.
Kami, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. Now, what about when we say standard deviation of the mean? Now, standard deviation of the mean, formula for that S is S, big S na siya, big S, S over square root of N. Okay. So, S here, unsaning S diri sa, unsaning S? This is?
Standard deviation, ma'am.
Okay, standard deviation. What is the value of standard deviation? That one.
0.0702.
Then you divide that one with your N. What is the value of N?
5.
5.
5, ma'am.
Okay, 5. So, what's the answer?
0.01, ma'am.
0.01, ma'am.
Okay, so that is 0.01. Now, when we are asked of 95% confidence limit. Okay, so what is the formula of CI? CI is equal to mean plus and minus Z, then standard deviation over square root of N. Okay, so we have that one. So calculate. Now, at 95% confidence limit, Z is equal to 1.96. 1.96. Z is equal to 1.96 at 95% confidence limit. Okay, kuha. Kita na nakakuha. So the mean there is pwede ra siya mean. Mean is 69.89 plus and minus kanira inyo ikuha class kanirang naa diri ZS over square root of n.
Kuan ma'am, 4.08.
Kaning ZS over square root of n.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's it. So 69.89 plus and minus 4 point answer. 1.96 times 0.072. 702 divided by 5. Square root of 5. Ah, sure? Balika daw ninyo. Balika daw kuha ang kwan. ZS square root of
Pila ang
n.
value sa S, ma'am?
Sa S, your standard deviation. Tara oh.
Sa G, ma'am.
0.702. So we have
0.1375, ma'am.
0.25, ma'am.
balik daw. Z is 1.96.
Ma'am, tas times sa standard deviation, divide nimo sa 5, square root of 5, ma'am.
Okay, balik daw. 1.96 times. Pila ang standard deviation? 0.0702 divided by square root of 5. That is, balikan ninyo.
62, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, that's the answer. So, plus and minus 0.062.
62.
Okay, so this will be CI is 69.89 plus and minus 0.062. Okay, so that's it. So, kanilang inyong kuan follow, nakagets ra mo ani class. You have the value, then minus with that with your mean. Okay, plus na po because it's summation. Kung pila ka buok samples, if you have 5, so makabuhat kag 5 kay nani. 5. So this one, then you square that one over 4. Okay. That's what that's it. Okay, so after that one, okay. Now let's go to exercise 2. Page 21. Asa man to? Okay, so we are done. With that, okay, you do by yourself na lang class. Set B, set C, and set D. Okay, assignment. Set B, set C, and set D. You calculate the mean, median, range, standard deviation up to G, okay? Set B, C, and D. Okay, magbutang ko na sa G class. Okay, that one. So, screenshot ninyo class. Okay, number 2. Apply Q-test for the following set of data and determine whether the outlying result is retained or rejected at 95%. What is the reported value after applying Q-test? Okay, so we have this one class. We have outliers. We have 4.27, 4.71, 4.84, 41.78. Now, naay outlier ani class. Let's arrange that one. So, first is 41.27, 41 point next. What's next? 71.
71, ma'am.
Then 41 point,
78.
78.
then 41.84. So what is ano? What do you think is the questionable data here?
41.27.
Okay, this one. Now let's diagnose if should we retain this one or should we reject. Okay, that is at 95%. Okay, so we have that one. Q experimental is equal to questionable data. 41.27 calculate. We have that one. Okay, X Q questionable minus XN. Okay. Then we have that one. It's absolute value. So if it's negative, positive gyapon siya because it's absolute. Then divide that with your spread. Okay. So Q experimental is equal to what is Q experimental?
41.27. 41.27
41.27
minus
minus
4.
neighboring
41.71.
21, ma'am.
divided by divided by spread. What is the spread?
4.
What's the spread?
4,
Spread
ma'am.
is highest value minus lowest value.
0.57, ma'am.
Okay, so what is Q experimental? Absolute value ha. Absolute value it means that if you got negative value, it's you report that with positive because it's absolute. When we say absolute. Okay, Q experimental is equal to
5.16.
0.71, 77.
Then
okay, wala na ba ako nag-calculate? 0.70?
0.77.
0.77. Okay. Now let's compare it to that. Let's go back to our table. Saan to dapat ito eh? Tara. At 95%. Okay, so at 95%, should we retain or should we reject? Pila to kabuk data? Pila tong value and observations we have?
4, ma'am.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. 4. So we have, okay. So 95. Q critical is 0.829. 0.829. Okay, 0.829. Now we reject if Q experimental is greater than Q critical.
Retain, ma'am. Retain.
Okay, should we reject?
Retain, ma'am.
Okay, we will retain because Q experimental is less
Less
than
than
Q critical.
critical.
Therefore, retain. Retain 41.27. Okay, so that's it. When you see this sign, dot, and then dot, to look at that, that's therefore. When you also see this one in your math, if you're solving math and then sa end ka na inana, found, it means that nothing follows. Darataman. Okay. So we have that one. So we will retain. Okay, now another assignment. Do letter B and letter C. Letter B and letter C. Okay, mag-screenshot na B. Isulat ninyo class. Napa may klase after this one? Naa.
Murag sa amo ang modern physics, ma'am.
Na, ma'am, sa physics, ma'am.
Alright, so it's okay. Unsa oras? Kapit naman po tali. Regression na kulang.
3:30, ma'am.
340.
Mga 340.
Katag nag-link si... Kinsa na, Sir Ralph?
Yes, ma'am.
Nakatag na siya link. Pila na ka-chapter yun human sa kuan? Okay. Physics. Pila na ka-chapter? Taas inyong coverage.
Chapters na ata, ma'am.
Ah?
Mag 3 chapters na ata, ma'am.
I see. Pila naman nag-exam?
Wala pa, ma'am. Karon pang Monday, may among exam, ma'am. Schedule niya.
Okay. All right. So that's it. You do set B, set C, and set D. Then for the next picture, you do letter B and letter C. Okay. So let's go. All right. Now let's go to regression. Hapit na ko. Wait. Kuyog ko. Hapit na gali. Tanong. Oh, ito na. Bye-bye. Okay, we have this one. Okay, so exercise 3. So the sulfate ion concentration in natural water can be determined by measuring the turbidity that results when an excess. Okay, so we have this one in your water. So you are determining the impurities present in your water, especially the sulfate ion concentration. Now, by that, water can be determined by measuring the turbidity that results when an excess in barium chloride is added to the measured quantity of the sample. So a turbidimeter, the measurement used for this analysis, okay, this one, was calibrated with a series of standard sodium sulfate solutions. Now, the following data were obtained for the calibration. Okay, so you are calibrating your turbidimeter. Now, you have this data. We are asked in letter A, derive an equation of a line. Okay, you are going to derive an equation of the line that tells us the relationship of Cx and your, or the concentration of your of your sodium sulfate and your turbidimeter reading. Okay, so remember the equation of the line is equal to y is equal to mx plus b. We have that one. So by doing this problem, by treating this problem, you will determine the x-axis and the y-axis. So this will be your x variable, and then this will be your y variable. Now, in your calculator, that will be very easy. But however you don't have calculator, let's do it in Excel. Okay. So let's do it in your Excel. We can do that in Excel. So I have here. Makita ako Excel. So this one, Okay, when you are in a laboratory and you are the analyst, you will be asked of the you will be asked of the slope. Okay, the line. You will be asked of the line. So this one, okay. So that will be easy in your calculator na arjud na siya. When you do it you, in your other subjects in math, in physics or unsa, kita ay naa na mo sa Excel. Ano man pa ko eh. Okay, nana sa Excel tanan. All right. So we have this. We have this in your Excel. So this is your data. Now, what are you going to do? This one is you are going to plot a line. Okay. So you select and then you insert. Just insert. Insert scatter. Okay, scatter. Okay, so this one, then you will no. You will choose the okay. All right. So this one now, instead of going through this, instead of going through a lot of calculations, complex calculations, you can easily get the equation of the line here by just plugging it in your Excel. So your equation of the line is y is equal to 0.232x plus 0.162. Kita? Kita? Okay. So, kita ninyo ang equation of the line?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now that one. Now, and this, so this is your equation of the line. Your slope is 0.232x plus 0.162. Okay, you take note of that good. Isulat sa good ninyo. The equation of the line. And your persons are correlation. Your correlation, the correlations of your data. This data, the correlations of your data is 0.9898. Okay, 0.9834. So when you have the perfect correlation of data is 1. Now when your data is very near to 1, it means that it is highly correlated. Taas imo precision. Now your data, the data you obtain is highly correlated to each other. So if you have R square, which is 0.9834, then that's a very good data of yours. Now, if you are analyst and then you got an R of 0.60, now that is very questionable. You will not be trusted anymore by your client because remember your R is just 0.60. Lagyo kayo giunsa nimo na pagkuha. There were lots of error that occur. So that's it. So amazing. Okay, so our data, our R square is 0.9834. Now let's go to the okay, so now I will ask you to do that also. Remember, you just plug in, okay, you just type in the Excel, and then again, you select the values, then you put scatter, and then you choose, okay, mangita ra dayon ka dito, unsa to siya. Okay, I'll do it one more time. So we have that one, you select, then you scatter, select scatter, okay, this one. Then that with here the chart layout, you select this one. It has ano na siya, so that you can easily edit the chart title, the axis, the x-axis and the y-axis. So again, the x-axis is your concentration, and then your turbidity meter is your x-axis is your concentration, then the y-axis is this one, turbidity meter. Okay, so that's it. Now, if you don't have Excel, you only have calculator, equation of the line can still be calculated. Now, so someone say exam. In the exam, I'll ask you to get gihapon this one using cell phone na dyan inyong gisaligan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So, but still, okay, that all right. So this one. Okay, so I'll give assignment na lang. Now we have this one. Okay, you do just like that in your Excel. So that's why when you are in a laboratory class, you are an analyst, nudge your computer to input your data and para makakita din ka og result. Okay, so that's it. Now, what if gisulat to ninyong equation, no? Okay, we have a window. Wait. Sorry. A window. This one. Okay, now we have an equation. So, derive an equation of the line that tells us the relationship of Cx and R. Now, in the equation, what have you seen in the equation? As you can see, it was no, it's a straight line. Now, when the concentration of your sulfate ion sulfate ions increases, the calibration of your turbidity meter also increases, right? Because it's a straight line. As you go on, as you progress with your concentration, your turbidity meter also increases. So they have a direct relationship, or they are independent to each others. Okay, so that's why also by even not looking to your Excel, so looking at your data only, you can tell that they have a direct relationship, because look at this one. As you increase the concentration of your sulfate ion, the turbidity meter also, okay, the calibration also increases. So they have a direct relationship. Now we calculate, okay, so the R square, okay, we already calculate. Oh, now, when you are asked of R, you are only given, now in in the Excel, we are given with R square. Now, what will you do if you were asked of R? What are you going to do? So you will just square root. Okay, you will just square root your R square, so that this one will cancel and this the R. So you will be left with R. So R is equal to R. That's it. Now, we have this one letter B. Okay, so what is the value of R? Atong ganina, have you written the R square?
Yes, ma'am. 0.9834.
Okay, so what will be the value of R? The value of R will be just the square root of your R square. So, square root,
0.99, ma'am.
in square root, ana niya? Oh, okay. So, taas na nun kayo. Alright, so it means that your values, your data are highly correlated to each others. Okay, so we have that one. Now, letter B. What is the concentration of the sulfate when the turbidity meter is for 3.67? Okay, so we are asked of 3.67 here. Nasulat mo na siya. Now, if 3.67 imong reading, what will be the value of your If of your what will be the value of your concentration? What daw ta kabalo? Okay, so by doing that, you will get. Okay. So what was the equation of the line? Y is equal to pila to?
0.232, ma'am, plus 0.162.
162. Correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, now it says that, okay, what will happen to the concentration if your if your turbidity meter is 3.67. So we have that one. Wait up. Okay. So it says that, so if you have that one, 3.67 na siya, no? 3.67. Kung 3.67, if you have the x, that is 15. That is okay. All right. All right. Okay. So we have this one. Now, what will be the value of your? So by that, we know that this okay 3.67. Okay. So we will write that one. So 3.67. This will be your y is equal to 0.232x plus 0.162. Now you find x because X here is the concentration of your sulfate. How are we going to do that? So we have that one. 3.67. Okay. Okay, 3.67. Okay, so in supplementary class, we have this line. Now we have this equation, then we are going to find X. What are we going to do? We will, okay, hinluan na to ni siya class. Hinluan na to ni naadiri dapita. Hinluan na to ang right side. By doing that one, since this is an addition, so we will just transpose. So 3.67, what will happen to 0.61.62? That
Ma'am,
will
negative
Negative, ma'am.
0.62, ma'am.
is equal to, kanina lang mabilin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have that one. Now, what will happen? We want the x surgeon ang mabilin. We will?
You divide both sides by
Divide both sides.
Yes, since it's
0.32,
a
ma'am.
multiplication, we will divide both sides. Okay, divide both sides. So what will be the value of x? X is equal to pila?
15.12, ma'am.
15.12. Okay, so that's it. When you have your calibration at 3.67, your concentration will be 15.12. Now, suppose that we don't know the correct answer. Okay, so that's it. 15.12. Okay, dili po siya perfect, no? Okay, so that's it. So we know that here we as we are going to compare 3.98 imong calibration, then you will have 15. Now kung 3.67 imong calibration, for sure duol ra pud siya ang imong answer. Now we can check na you have the correct answer because gamay raman po duol raman pud sa 15 imong answer. So your concentration of your sulfate ion will be 15.12 when you have your 3.67 calibration. Okay, so that's it. That's how you solve that one. Now, you solve. Okay, there are answer. Na siya answer, however, you practice. For practice lang. Okay, so exercise number 4. You do exercise number 4. Now, if you have an Excel, okay, wait, so If you have an Excel, then good. Because I want you to, ano gihapon, to draw it in a line. I want you to plot it. Okay, when you plot, so magbuhat na mag-ana niyo. Ana, then we have your x-axis, then y-axis. Okay. Then, make sure that it's a straight line. Okay. Kung magsulat ra mo, but if you have your Excel, okay ra pod. Okay, then, what's this one? Okay, you answer this one, number 4. Okay, Control C. So that's your assignment for today. Okay. So question. Okay, that's it ha. Dua man eh. Okay. Problem. Do we have problem? Now, class, I want you to look at this. If you don't have your Excel or your, I know, your calculator, you will go through this one. When you are going to get an equation of the line. That one. This one also, you will get through this one, this one, this one. Okay, that one. Okay, look at that one. Okay, but since you know you have your Excel and your calculator, naglisod pa mute. Okay, so that's all for today. So we are done with our evaluation, analytical evaluation of data. Treatment. Okay. So that's all for your exam on Friday. So easy. Just get the mean, median, mode, then you determine the type of error that is happening. I've already discussed that one. Okay. Maybe I will also ask you what is replicate. Okay. So inana siya. Okay, that one. Question. Absolute value, standard deviation of the mean. Okay, that one. I will ask you. Relative error. Okay. So, what else? Question. Okay, question. Twelve rapid me. Ay. 12 rapid me kabuok. Okay, question.
None,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay. So, that's it. If you will answer, if you will answer your problems, the assignment, then you are good with the exam. Inana ra siya. Then additional na lang dayon ang katong mga types of errors. Okay, so that's all. If you don't have any questions, thank you so much for attending our lessons. Then also please reach out your classmates. Okay. Now next week we will go to volumetric calculation. Titrimetry na ta. Okay, that's the last chapter of your analytical chemistry, and I guess it's the pinaka difficult. Okay. So that's all. Have a great day. Thank you so much for coming. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Okay, so you just solve problems, then you're good in another shop.